शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। Hari Om. A blissful Friday morning to all of you. Welcome to this beautiful, wonderful, awesome, most attractive, the holiest of the holy temples which is within our own selves. My loving pranams at the divine lotus feet of my Guru, Papa Swami Ramdas of Anandashram, Kanjangad, Kerala, and my beloved parents. We will offer our salutation to Jagat Guru Adi Shankaracharya and chant the Prarthana mantra of Taittiriya Upanishad from Krishna Yajurveda and then start our session. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In the last session, we saw an introduction, and now we start with the introduction to Tattvabodha by Adi Shankaracharya, the author. Introduction given by Adi Shankaracharya himself to this particular Prakarana Grantha. As I said, there are many different kinds of scriptures in our Sanatana Dharma. This comes under, that is Tattvabodha, comes under a category called Prakarana Grantha, which explains the terms and terminologies. We call it as jargons, which are used in our Upanishads. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshyamaha. In any kind of modern textbooks, you see on the front page for 5th standard, subject mathematics. These are given. That is, who is qualified to read this particular book? There must be some qualification. If it is meant for 5th standard, then the child should have passed 4th standard. And it is not meant for 6th standard students. It's only meant for 5th standard students. Not above that, not below that. For whom? We call this as Adhikari or Abhyarthi, who is qualified to study this particular book or Grantha. So here Adi Shankaracharya says that Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam. In the previous one prayer, he simply said that Mumukshunam Hitarthaya. Now slightly he goes further. It is like a preface to any book. Before we read any book, there is a preface given by the author. For whom, what is the subject, what is the benefit of studying this, what is the connection between the benefit and study. These are the 4 things that are given in any of our Granthas. So here he specifies Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam. Adhikari means the one who is qualified. So what is the qualification needed? He says Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna. 4-fold qualification. needed for this. So immediately the doubt arises in the mind. What are these fourfold qualifications? Like how we are students, there is a student over there to ask questions. Whenever we get doubt, we must understand there is a student over there. This is only imaginary. Please note that this is not that Shankaracharya was teaching his students. It is only imaginary dialogue between student and the teacher. So Shankaracharya understands that, okay, this is the question that the student may ask. This is the doubt that may arise in the mind of the student. So, student asks the question and the right answer is given by the teacher. Before that, now it is only a preface for whom it is Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna. Whoever is qualified or endowed with fourfold qualification or virtues, we can call them as disciplines also. The more qualified, the better understanding. When we write an entrance exam for medical or whichever subject it is, field it is, higher the rank, better college. 99.9% the best college. 98% good rank only, good percentage, but you may not get the best of the colleges. In the same way, the more qualification, the higher the qualification, higher these virtues, better understanding of the subject. Then we must know what these qualifications are. We also may be qualified. We are definitely qualified. That is why God is making us go through this Tattvabodha. If we are not qualified, we wouldn't have come to this stage at all. So this blessing is there from God for us to study this Tattvabodha, or we can say that we are qualified. Let us see what the qualifications are later when the student asks that question. Next one is Moksha Sadhana Bhutam. What is the purpose or what is the benefit of this? By studying this particular Grantha, Tattvabodha, what is going to happen? For us, this is the first question. If I do this, what will happen to me? If I chant this mantra, what is the benefit? Will anything good happen to my husband, my wife, my children? Do I get more wealth? This is the general question that we ask. Nothing wrong in it. But this we must understand. The study of this Tattvabodha is for moksha, for liberation, for freedom. What is moksha? Freedom from everything. Absolutely no worries. We are ignorant now. Because of this ignorance, there are so many misconceptions, so many doubts, so many errors we make. One day, I decided to start salt business. I thought, why not I start salt business? So I started. And one day it so happened that 4 or 5 trucks of loads of salt came together. I didn't have space in my godown to store them. So I told them, there is open space over here near my house. You please unload all those bags, gunny bags, and you please go. So the truck drivers unloaded all those gunny bags consisting of salt in the open area, ground near my house, and they all left. I was very happy. But there is some space, ground, open ground. Nobody is going to object to this. So it was kept there. Next morning, what has happened in the midnight? Suddenly there was heavy rain. You know, in Bangalore it is happening. Suddenly it's pouring cats and dogs. So it poured like that. Morning when I got up and went and saw what has happened, everything is dissolved. There is no salt at all. Why did this happen? Now I start crying. I am chanting Vishnu Sahasranama so many times. I am doing Rama Japa 11,000 times a day. And how can God do this to me? From today onwards, I am not going to take His name at all. So angry with God. Because he made it rain, because of which I am incurring loss. Why did this happen? I did not know the nature of salt. I did not study or understand the nature of salt, and simply because I had some money, I didn't know what to do, so I started salt business. At least having started the business, I should have understood what happens if water falls on salt. That much common sense I did not have. But cursing God, I am ready to do that. Anything happens, anything I feel it is negative, which gives me shoka or dukkha, sadness, immediately I blame God. This is our nature. We have to study, why is this happening to me? We can understand here, the nature of salt is not known to me. Before getting into the salt business, I should have understood that. I should have studied the nature of salt. In the same way, aren't we doing business with this body? In this world, we are interacting in this world with the help of this body. But do we know what this body is? Who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going? Why did I come? What am I doing? These are the 5 questions that we have to keep on questioning ourselves. Who am I? Am I this body? If I am this body, then when this body dies, I also should die. Does it happen like this? Then what do you mean by another birth, punarjanma? What is the meaning of punarjanma? So it is 100% necessary for us to know who I am, what is this body, what is this mind, what is this intellect, what are the sense organs, what are these panchabhutas, what is the world, who is God, what is God. 100% necessary for us to have a knowledge about this. When we have knowledge about this, then there is no ignorance. Because of this kind of ignorance that I am the body, all problems are there. We are trying to adjust the world. I am not able to face a problem. So what do? I try to adjust the world. Try to change people, try to change situations, trying to change time, try to change body. So many things we try to change, or we try to adjust the world according to our comfort or our convenience. One day, when I looked at the mirror, I saw that my bottu bindi was above this eyebrow. It was not in its place, it was on top of the eyebrow. Chi. So bad I look on top of the eyebrow. So I tried to change it, put it back by adjusting my mirror. I am trying to shake the mirror so that the bindi comes to the right place. No, it's not happening. Then I jumped along with the mirror. No change. I moved to another room thinking that there it will be changed. No. Then I got angry with the mirror. This mirror is not good. Let me get another mirror. So I brought another mirror and looked at myself. Bindi is not in its place but on top of the eyebrow. So I called one of you people who are close friends of mine and say that this is what is happening to me. Then they say, my friend says, Jyoti, I didn't know that you are such a foolish person. I knew you are foolish, but I didn't know you are such a foolish person. Why? What happened? Then she said, how can you change the mirror? How can you change? How can you change the position of the bindi by the mirror? Through the mirror can you do? Then what should I do? You take your finger and then use your finger to move that to the right place. Then I realized, this is so easy. We find the situation very foolish. If anybody does like this, definitely we will laugh at that person. Make mockery of that person. This is what we are doing. We are trying to change the world which is like a mirror. Instead of knowing ourselves, instead of changing ourselves, instead of transforming ourselves, we are trying to make changes in the external world. The internal world should be changed. With a lot of information, we have so much of information. Especially with the help of this Google, etc. Lot of information is there. But are we using that information for transformation? That is important for us. We should use it correctly. In the month of May, I had been to Chennai to attend a wedding. It's a huge, big hall. So hot, sweating like anything. You know how the weather is. Fan is not switched on. No AC. So I thought, let me go and check. Switch on the fan. Oh, it's a big hall, you know. So there are so many switches. Switched on. One switch. Looked at the fan. Is it running? No. Move on to the another one, another one, another one. Like this. Oh, so many switches I had to switch on. Which means I switched on the wrong switch. This is what we are doing here in the world. All the switches we are trying to switch on so that I get comfort, I become happy. Instead of understanding that the switchboard is not outside, switchboard is within me. This is ignorance. So we all must know, who am I? What is this mind? What are the sense organs? How am I trapped by the sense organs into this world? How are they trapping me? We should be having a knowledge about this. Only then, no misconception, no errors. Isn't it? When we have misconceptions, rather when we are ignorant, then whatever anybody says, is it so? We think that is correct. Another person says contradictory statements, then we thought, this is right. Because the sound knowledge is not there. Then we listen to everybody and finally, no decision made. So the Shastras, or especially this Grantha itself, trains us in this particular field to know about what Atma is, what is this world, what is this Panchakosha. All explanation are beautifully given. What is this? Ishvara. Who is this Ishvara? We want to know who this Ishvara is. Who is, we call him as Srishtikarta. What is it? So all those explanations are given here. Now the Shastra says that problems, we think that they are problems. They need not be. Actually, they need not be problems. Half of the problems are because of our misconceptions. We unnecessarily worry. Half of them may not even happen. But we think, in case it happens, what will I do? We start worrying. In case my daughter, my son goes for an intercaste marriage, what will I do? What will the society talk about me? My God, I am such a popular person. Chichi, if they'll talk bad about me. Finally, it comes to me, myself. It is neither about the children nor about anything else. It is about myself. Because misconception. I am this body. I have the name JYOTHI. Such a popular name. Isn't it? We are having this kind of misconception. So half of the problems are because of the misconception. And another half of the problems are actually not problems. This is what the Shastra says. Our scriptures say. Fire is hot. Is this a problem? Being hot is nature of fire. Can we ever say cool fire? There is nothing called cold fire. It cannot be cool at all because that is its nature. Now, I have gone and touched fire and say that, oh, this is a big problem. Fire is a big problem. Can I say this? Small baby crawls around. There is a diya kept over there. Lamp is there. You tell the child, don't touch it, it is very hot. It's very hot, don't touch it. So many times we keep on telling the child. Child doesn't understand what is that hot. Child touches that once. Now it understands. The child understands what is the meaning of hot. Why did my mother say don't touch it? Next time you take the child and make the child touch it, the child will just snatch away the hand. It will withdraw the child. She will withdraw the hand. She will not touch the fire at all because that experience is there. It is hot. What is hot? The meaning of hot is understood by the child. Now, is this a problem? We use this same fire, gas, stove. We are using it. But when we don't know how to handle it, it becomes a problem. We should have an idea how to handle it. Yes, it is hot. That is the nature of fire. But I should have the awareness of handling it. How can I utilize it properly? How can I use it according to my requirement? This can be clearly understood. In the same way, we should think about our body. Body becomes old by nature. It is natural. Even though I don't want to become old, I want to be ever young. Doesn't happen. Naturally, we become old. When we become old, definitely there's going to be some or the other health issue. Is this a problem now? Isn't it the nature of the body? So, whenever we have any health issue or any problem with the body, mind, intellect, then we must understand, okay, this is natural. That doesn't mean that don't go to the doctor, don't take treatment. There are so many people who say this. I am learning Upanishad, so I will not go to the doctor. This is not the right approach. Take the required treatment for the body, but stop worrying about it because it is natural. Even other people also face some or the other health issue, may not be the same problem as my body is facing today. So it is natural for a body to become old, to have all kinds of diseases, and this is not a problem. But we are taking it as a big problem. Let us not think that it is a problem. It is natural. But take the right treatment. So this is about moksha sadhana bhutam. When we understand who am I, what is this universe, what is the mind, who is God, etc., in this grantha itself, we come to know certain things. May not be very high knowledge, but little bit at least we come to know. So he says moksha sadhana bhutam. It is in the path of that liberation. Next is tattva viveka prakaram. Tattva viveka. What is going to happen or what should be done? Tattva, tat is that, parabrahma. Viveka. What is viveka? It comes from the dhatu called vik. Vik means to separate or discriminate. Viveka is the faculty of the intellect for discrimination. We have so many discrimination, gender discrimination, racial discrimination. This is nothing to do with the negative approach. This is from the positive angle, positive perspective only. Prakaram, he says. Prakaram is the guided enquiry. You must inquire, but it should be with the proper guidance. If we do inquiry by ourselves, once again we may take the wrong path, may not understand some of the things, and once again when we don't understand it properly, it is only again misconception. Definitely errors will be there. So here prakaram is guided inquiry. Viveka, inquiry into discrimination. The next question comes, what is that viveka, etc. Then we will see, go deeper into it. So Tattva Viveka Prakaram. Viveka is discrimination. Guided discrimination. Regarding what? Regarding that is Nitya and as well as Anitya, what is not permanent. What is temporary, what is permanent, that we will see later again. Then Vakshyamaha, we are going to discuss. See the beauty over here. Vakshyami means I will tell. Vakshyamaha, we will talk about it. So the teacher never says, I am going to tell you. Teacher says, we will talk about it. That is the beauty of Shankaracharya's flow of thoughts. Next, let us see what he says. What is the fourfold qualification? Naturally, the student is asking now, what do you mean by this fourfold qualification? So, Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim? What is the meaning of Sadhana Chatushtaya? He asked the Guru now. You just now said that Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam. First of all, what is Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna? Now, the Guru gives the answer. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. First qualification is discrimination. Viveka. Viveka of discrimination between what is eternal, what is ephemeral, what is permanent, what is temporary. Nitya, Anitya, Vastu Vivekaha. First one is discrimination. Second one, Iha Mutrartha Phala Bhoga Viragaha. Iha Amutra Artha Phala Bhoga Viragaha. This is about Vairagya or dispassion. The moment we hear this word Vairagya, immediately we all want to close the class and say that no, this is not meant for us because I am married. I have a husband, wife or children. I have so many relatives and friends and my business is there. I cannot have Vairagya. Because misconception is that Vairagya means I should wear orange dress, shave my head and go to Himalayas or some mountains for tapas. This is the misconception that we all have. Now here, what exactly is Vairagya? He says here, Iha Phala Bhoga Viragaha. Then is Amutra. Let us see the first one, Iha. Iha is this world. In this world, Phala Bhoga Viragaha. Which means, we have so much of wealth. He does not say don't work for it. The Vedas, our Shastras, our Sanatana Dharma never says that don't earn money. Definitely you earn money in a legitimate way, dharmika way. Not in a illegal way. Don't be corrupt. Don't take any means, hook or crook. No, that is not the way. Move through the right path and earn money. There is no restriction that you should earn only this much money. You should not have more wealth. Nothing of that sort. This is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma, greatness of Sanatana Dharma, I should say. Some other religions, they say that you have to become a sannyasi. Buddhism says you have to become a Bauddha bhikkhu. Only then you can get moksha. Our Sanatana Dharma is not like that. Have every kind of wealth. Janaka Maharaja, Rajarshi Janaka Maharaja, he was Raja as well as Rishi. What kind of wealth he had? Then what should be done? He says here that Phala Bhoga Viragaha means that should not be the goal of life. Amassing wealth, bank balance should be this many crores. Let this not become the goal of life. This is what Viraga is. Vairagya means not setting the goal for the worldly pleasures, sensory pleasures. It doesn't say that don't eat sweets. If you like sweets, eat sweets. How much of freedom is given to all of us by our Sanatana Dharma? Wear, you want to wear good pattu saris, wear them. You want to wear diamond necklace, wear. Sarvalankara Bhushita. Lalita goddess is Sarvalankara Bhushita, so we can also definitely wear. But that should not become the goal of life. Let the ultimate goal of life not be this sensory pleasures or worldly pleasures. If the goal is liberation, moksha, then we are all viragis. We can all pat ourselves, yes, I have vairagya. Why? I have set the goal. Goal is moksha only. So definitely we all can give a certificate for ourselves. I am a viragi. I have vairagya. At the same time, there should be no attachment to this, any of these worldly pleasures. Even if it is not there, internal happiness should be the same. Today I am wearing a diamond necklace. How happy I am. Tonight I lost it. Can I keep the same happiness within me in spite of losing the diamond necklace? Can I keep myself happy? If not, my goal is that diamond. Then I am not a viragi. So here he says, Iha artha palabhoga viragaha. In this world. Similarly, amutra. Amutra means other world. We know that there are 14 worlds. Above this Prithvi or our world, there are 6 better lokas. Below us, there are 7 worse lokas. Obviously, we don't want to move on to the worse lokas. But we want to go to the higher lokas. Because we have read that Swarga. Swarga, it is beautiful there. All kinds of good fragrance is there. Good food is there. Please remember that we don't have a body there. We are going without the body. But still we want to enjoy relish food over there. And Ramba, Urvashi, Menaka, they are going to serve us. We will not become old at all. All these are known to us because of some Puranas. We have read so many Puranas. The description is so beautifully given. So, our aim is to reach that Swarga. After death, my goal is Swarga. I want to enjoy that Swarga Sukha. Do we get this Swarga freely? We don't get it freely. Yes, we can go to Swarga. How? We need to pray, we need to do puja, we need to do good actions. Our interaction with the world should be really good. Then, yes, we can go to Swarga because we would have collected so many punyas. Big bag of punyas we are carrying, then we will go to Swarga. Then, there we enjoy, relish good food, service by Ramba, Urvashi. Punya gets exhausted. We have to pay for it. Doesn't come freely over there. When the bag of punyas has become empty, come back to the same world with the different body. This is beautifully explained in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita by Paramatma. Tetam bhuktva swarga lokam vishalam kshine punye martya loke vishanti. Once the punya becomes kshina, kshina means here very small and finally nothing, come back to this martya loka once again. Then, evam trayi dharma manuprapanna gata kama kama labhante. Gata agata. Coming, going, coming, going, coming, going. Beyond this, we are not going at all. Because aim is Swarga. Because our aim is Swarga, okay, we are doing lot of good activities, dharmic activities, we reach Swarga. Once the punya bag gets over, gata agata. Come there, go back. Come, go. This is why we are punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. We are again coming back to this Bhuloka. Because the goal is other lokas. This should not be our goal. So he says, Iha amutra. Both bhoga, artha bhoga, viragaha. No. If it comes, let it come. Because of our good activities, we have got so many punyas. Yes, we are going there. Okay. But that is not my goal. I am getting fame. Let it come. But that is not my goal. This is what viraga is. This is what vairagya is. This is what dispassion is. So we need not be scared. Vairagya, no. We can also have vairagya. Being in grihastha we can still be viragis. It doesn't mean that we have to take up sannyasa. And the next is, this is the second one. First one is discrimination. Second one is dispassion. And the next one, Shamadi Shatka Sampattihi. Shama Adi Shatka. There are 6 such qualities, starting with Shama. Shama means not Kshama. Shama. Shama is Manonigraha, controlling the mind, is Shama. Adi, etc., etc. 6 such qualities are there. He calls that Sampattihi, the inner wealth. We may have so much of external wealth. I may have some 15, 20 flats. I have given everything on rent. I get so much of rent. Good, very good. Bank balance, wow, so high. And apart from that, I have so many properties in my name. Good. External wealth, no doubt it is good. But what about the internal wealth? If the internal wealth is not good, this is of no use. So here Shankaracharya says that this is the third one. That is Shamadi Shatka Sampattihi. We call this as discipline. First one is discrimination. Second one is dispassion. And now the third one is discipline. And let us see what the fourth one is. Mumukshutva. Mumukshutva. That is the desire for moksha. Goal is set as moksha. Such a person is given the name as, title as Mumuksha. Mumuksha. That is, I am not interested in Swarga, Chandraloka, Brahmaloka. No. If it comes, let it come. I am not bothered about it. My goal is only liberation. Only union with that Paramatma is my goal. Then, yes, Mumuksha. Whose desire is attaining that moksha, such a person is called Mumukshu. So, this 4 qualities here. Last one is desire for moksha. First one is discrimination. Second one is dispassion. Third one is discipline. And the fourth one is desire for liberation. The 4 Ds. The 4 important Ds. Discrimination, dispassion, discipline, the inner discipline, and desire for moksha. These 4 put together are called as Sadhana Chatushtaya. So he explains over here. Later he gives just the terms like this. Later he is going to explain when the student asks question about it. Once again coming to this Mumukshutva. We know about Chaturvida Purushartha. Chaturvida Purushartha is Artha Kama Dharma Moksha. Generally said as Dharma Artha Kama Moksha. I put it as Artha Kama Dharma Moksha. Artha. What is Artha? Artha is the wealth that we have got or earned for our security. We need security. Life should be secured. For that purpose, we need to earn money. That comes under the category called Artha. Please note that this should be in the dharmic way only, not in any adharmic way. Second one is Kama. Kama is luxurious life. It is not for our protection or security. It is something beyond that. I want to enjoy life. AC. AC is 100% needed in my house. It is not for my protection or for security, but it is for comfort. Nothing wrong in it. Even an animal wants comfort. In summer, observe a dog which is lying down. It's so hot. Suddenly the dog gets up because it's so hot there. Then it searches. The dog searches here and there, and then it sees a big tree. Under the tree there is shade. So immediately the dog goes to that place where there is shade and then lies down there once again happily. The dog also knows what is comfort for itself, what is discomfort, what is comfortable, what is uncomfortable. So nothing wrong in it. But once again, we should remember that should not become a goal. If AC is there, good. If AC is not there also, internally we should not be disturbed. This is the difference. Not that we should not use AC, not that we should not lead a luxurious life, not that we should not go to Europe countries just for a tour. No, everything is allowed. But there should be no attachment to it. And if it doesn't happen, we have planned, tomorrow the tickets are booked for tomorrow, but unfortunately something happens, I'm not able to travel tomorrow. Then observe the mind. How is the mind? Is it in dukkha, shoka? Then we have not learnt anything. At least the mind is there in dukkha, shoka, but immediately I get back. Yes, I have learned this in Tattvabodha. No, I cannot be in dukkha. I don't want to be sorrowful at all. I want to be happy because that is my nature. So like this, we should be able to analyze ourselves. This is the second one, kama, luxurious. Third one is dharma, how we collect punyas, how we earn punyas. Understand what dharma is, what are the rules set by our Sanatana Dharma, try to follow that. Then we acquire punya. And the next one is moksha. So cross all these and then come to this moksha. Initially itself we may not have the goal as liberation. Imagine that I've got a lot of problems and I just want to pray to God to solve these problems. Will I be interested in moksha? Forget about moksha. Let this problem be solved now. Isn't it? Artho jijna surartharti jnani cha bharatarshava. So Krishna says in the 7th chapter, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. First one is artha. Lot of problems are there. Liberation is no, nothing about liberation. I don't want to know anything about liberation. Give me solution for my problem. So slowly we move like this. Come to this moksha. That is, assume that there is a young lady who has got a small child, daughter, just 7-8 months old daughter, baby. So she wants to go to her friend's house to chit chat with a friend. She carries the baby to the friend's house. What else does she carry along with the baby? She carries a bag full of toys, so that she can give the toys to the baby and she can happily talk to her friend, chat with her friend. This is what she does. She takes the bag, opens the bag and simply all the toys are thrown around and tells the baby to play with that. And the baby happily plays and the mother talks with her friend. How long? After some time, the baby starts feeling hungry. You give any toy, the baby doesn't want it. What does the baby want? Baby wants her mother. She wants the mother to feed her. Any kind of toys you give her, no. The child starts crying because of the hunger. That kind of spiritual hunger should be there in us. Till now we have played with all these things in the world. All toys we have tried. We have enjoyed. But we know that that cannot give me permanent happiness. What is there in the world, what has come into the world will go back someday or the other. Object, person, situation, which has given me happiness, same thing may give me sorrow. So, spiritual hunger is needed for all of us. When there is hunger, then we will definitely move towards it. So here we all should pray for that spiritual hunger. Let me be hungry for this kind of food. We don't have to do any kind of effort for our hunger of the stomach. Naturally it happens. Have 3 or 4 dosas in the morning. By 12:30, stomach starts asking, Jyoti, when is the lunch? When is the lunch? Once that is over, evening something snacks, because the stomach is demanding that. It happens naturally. We don't have to put any efforts. But for the spiritual hunger, we have to put all our efforts. Sahaviryam karavavahai. Their virya is our efforts. Let the students put all their efforts. Let the teacher put her all her efforts. So that the thoughts, the good thoughts, whatever information is there, that should flow in the form of words. For the students, those words are fallen in the ears, and that should be converted into the right thoughts, the appropriate or the correct thoughts. So this is why we pray, Sahaviryam karavavahe tejasvinau adhitam astu. For both students and the teacher, whatever learning, adhitam is learning, whatever knowledge we have got through this now sessions, let it become tejasvi. Let it remain green here forever. Whenever a situation demands that kind of knowledge, yes, let me use that knowledge. Tejasvinau adhitam astu. So this is what we have prayed. I am sure that God is going to bless us with this kind of that efforts. We are going to put all our 100% efforts into this, because the topic is a bit serious topic, not just a joke over here. Now the next question, the student like us asked the question about discrimination. The first qualification, he said, it is nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. So the student asks, nitya nitya vastu vivekaha kaha? What do you mean by this nitya anitya vastu vivekaha? So the Guru answers, nitya vastu ekam brahma tadvyatiriktam sarvam anityam. Ayameva nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. The student asks the question, what do you mean by nitya anitya vastu vivekaha? And Guru says that nitya vastu ekam brahma. Only one is nitya. Only one is eternal. Only one is permanent. The name given to that is Brahma. Tadvyatiriktam. Apart from this Brahma, every sarvametat anityam. Whatever is existing apart from this Brahma, everything is anitya. That's all. This is nitya anitya vastu vivekaha. Very easy, he says. Let us see what we mean by this now. We have this discriminating capacity. Our brain has this faculty. How do I know that I have this discrimination capacity? When I go for saree shopping, I spend 3-4 hours in one shop. Then I ask that person, salesman, show me this particular type of saree with this range, etc., etc. We give our conditions or preferences. That fellow shows one saree. I like the design, but I don't like the color. So I ask him, do you have saree with different color but the same design? I like the design, but the color is no. So we know to discriminate what I like, what I don't like. Then I say that no, I want in cotton, because in summer I cannot wear synthetics. I sweat a lot. So I want only cotton. So naturally we know this discrimination. How to discriminate, we know it. I like this food. I don't like this food. See how the Buddha is working for us? I like this, isn't it? Then keep on hogging it because I like it. This, even though it is good for health, Karela, bitter gourd, good for health, but I don't like it because it's very bitter. Even though it is good for health, mind says, no, it's okay. So, the mind here takes charge of it. Charge of the intellect. This I like, this I don't like. So, our discrimination is limited to the worldly affairs. Not that we don't have that. We have it. But we are using it only for the world. Our Shastra says, use the world, utilize the world properly. Don't run away from the world. Don't say that, no, I don't want to be in the family. I will run to Himalayas and then do tapas there. Shastra says, no, not needed. If you feel like doing from within, you get a desire that I want to take sannyasa, go to Himalaya. Yes, you want to go, you go. But that is not compulsory. It is not needed. There are so many people who take sannyasa. We have the example of Gautam Buddha, Siddhartha, prince. He was a prince. Suddenly when he saw all people, deceased people, some death taking place, then he asked, is it going to happen to me also? Then he started thinking about, who am I? What is this body? What do you mean by these diseases? It naturally happened to him. Similarly, Swami Vivekananda, Narendra. When he was a boy, his name was Narendra. He kept on asking people, have you seen God? Have you seen God? What is this God? When he got the right answer from Paramahamsa, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, then he decided. His life took a different path. But it is not compulsory for all of us. We must utilize the world. Don't say that the world is bad. There are so many people who keep on saying world is bad. In our generation it was good. The present generation is horrible. The same sentence was uttered by Bhishma Pitamaha 5,000 years ago. He said, coming generation, Duryodhana, not at all good, not listening to parents. Then itself, he was saying, the same thing we say, my generation, it was so good when we were children. But look at present day's children, how they are. It changes, it is natural. Change is natural. But we should understand what is nitya, what is anitya, what is permanent, what is not permanent or temporary. What is permanent? Brahma, he said. What is this Brahma? I have never seen Brahma. This is not about Chaturmukha Brahma. This is about that Parabrahma he is talking. There is only one. That is Brahma. Apart from that Brahma, everything is anitya. But unfortunately, we are emotionally dependent on something which is temporary. One day I had to travel, local traveling, so I boarded a bus. Then there was no seat, so I had to stand. Then I caught hold of a lady who was standing beside me. Suddenly, the driver had to apply brake because that is the condition of our roads. There are so many ditches. So suddenly he had to apply brakes and the lady fell down. I was catching hold of her. I also fell down. And then fracture here and there happened. Then I start crying. God is bad. In spite of me chanting so many times his name, this is what he is doing to me. Where was the mistake? I was dependent on this lady who herself is not stable. Was she stable? She was not stable. And then how did I decide that if I catch hold of her, I will not fall? This is the mistake that we are doing. We are dependent, even emotionally also we are dependent on so many people, so many objects, so many situations in this world. My husband, my wife, my children, these all will give me stability. They will protect me. They will give me happiness. They will give me peace. They will give me security. This is what we are thinking. Are they permanent? Anytime anything can happen to anybody. The moment they exit from this world, then we are emotionally down because we are dependent on them for our emotional level. Emotional strength is dependent on something which is temporary. They themselves are temporary, objects themselves are temporary, situations are temporary. How can we be dependent on something which is not stable? This is what he is warning us. He does not say that don't live in the family, don't live in the world. No, that is not the way. Live with your wife, husband, children, etc., etc. Have all kinds of TV or any kind of objects in the house, but don't be dependent on any of these, because they are also temporary. You are catching hold of something which is not strong enough, will not stay permanently. You are catching hold of something which is not at all stable. So, the Shastras train us to be dependent on something which is eternal. Be dependent on only one thing, that is Brahma, that is Parabrahma, or what we call as God. Can we try? I will not be dependent on anybody. That doesn't mean that be arrogant and say that I don't want to take any of your help. If I am ill, I will take care of myself. Don't take me to hospital. No, that is not the way. Internally, there should be no dependency. That is why it should not be, the concept should not be misunderstood. Many times it's being misunderstood. That is why the misconception. Somebody says something, then we agree to that. If somebody says anything contrary to that, then okay, this is right. Then we will immediately jump to this conclusion. That should not happen. We should have the strong foundation. No, this is what God is. This is what world is. This is temporary, this is permanent. On whom should I be dependent? One day, I attended one exhibition, visited one exhibition grounds. Big exhibition was going on. There was a beautiful chair, very beautifully decorated, very, very attractive. I felt like sitting on that chair and seeing how it is. So I just ran to that chair and sat down. Damar, I fell. Why, you know? It was made out of cardboard. You know, cardboard boxes are there. It was made out of cardboard. I started shouting at everybody over there. Why didn't you tell me? So they were saying, Madam, we were about to say, you did not hear. We started saying, but you did not hear. You simply ran and sat on it because it looked so attractive to you. You didn't even inquire what it is. Why is it so made so attractive? Did you inquire, madam? No, I'm sorry, I did not. But I am hurt. I fractured my leg and hands, etc. Then as usual, God is not good for me. I will not take his name. Without inquiring. That cardboard box, the chair made out of cardboard box, how strong can it be? Can it take my weight? No, it cannot take my weight. But did I think about it? That is what we are doing here in this world. The world looks so attractive. People are so good to me. Objects, situations. I enjoy the situation. Not that we should not enjoy. But understand that my joy should not be dependent on this situation. Tomorrow the situation will change. Then, when the situation takes 180-degree turn, then I start crying. Today, very happy, jumping with joy. Tomorrow, totally down. This should not happen to us. This is what this kind of scriptures are going to train us. What to be dependent on, what not to be dependent on. So here he says, the student questions, what is Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha? The discriminatory capacity. That is a faculty of intellect, able to discriminate. What is permanent or eternal? What is temporary or what is ephemeral? So it is for us to keep on thinking about it. Yes, today I am wearing a wonderful sari. I am very happy about it. If it tears tomorrow, if I get to know that I cannot wear the same sari once again, can I be still having the same kind of happiness within me? This kind of questions, in case we feel bad. Okay, I felt bad. I'm feeling bad. No, this should not have happened. I earned and fact it has gone. Start crying about it. Okay, even if we start crying, immediately we should think, oh, no, this is what Shankaracharya is teaching us in Tattvabodha. No, I have this Viveka. This is Anitya Vastu, after all a sari. So this kind of contemplation should go on within us every now and then, with every situation, every person, every object. That doesn't mean that we have got to be serious always like this. No, this is what our Shastras are. No. Be cheerful. Be happy. Express your happiness to others also. Let the others also be happy. Not to create a negative atmosphere. Think within. Grasp it clearly. Understanding it. Contemplation on that. Assimilation. Then finally, implementation. Nididhyasana. So this is what all of us are going to try and put all our efforts into it, so that we march forward in this path of spirituality. At the same time, chanting is name. Nama, chanting, along with that smarana, should go on within us continuously, to a certain extent at least. While doing some work where the mind is not needed, buddhi is not needed there, then we can keep on chanting and thinking about God, our favorite God, our Ishta Devata, whoever it is. So shall we chant? Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.